blue,
Okay, so
he is the challenger. Please welcome
main event
the
is just
renowned
about to weigh
two-division
in,
champion of
and
the
then we'll have the main
world,
event weigh in
Danny
for
Swift
the Canelo fight for tomorrow.
Garcia.
So Garcia is just about to hop on the scales.
Danny Garcia weighs in at 156 1/4 pounds. 156 1/4 pounds. And now we invite the defending champion to the scale with a record of 30 wins, 3 losses and 3 draws. 18 of his wins come by way of knockout. He'll be making the 3rd defense of his title. Please welcome the current WBA middleweight champion of the world, Erislandi, the American Dream, Lara. Erislandi Lara weighs in at 156 3/4 pounds. 156 3/4.
Co-main events is about to have their stare off. Lara versus Garcia. Should be a good fight.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the co-main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. Erislandi, the American Dream, Lara defending his title against the renowned and now challenger, former world champion, Danny Swift Garcia. Now let's hear from both of our fighters. Once again, hand over the Q&A session to Ray Flores.
Thank you very much, Jimmy, alongside the two-division world champion, Danny Garcia, making his middleweight debut. Danny, how do you feel here at 160 pounds?
I feel great. You know, to me, I'm chasing greatness, going for my 3rd division, and this is what the great fighters do. They go up in weight and chase greatness, and that's why I'm here today, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
You have beaten the who's who in the sport, two-division world champion, as you mentioned. But if you get your hand raised tomorrow night and become a 3-division world champion, would that be the biggest accomplishment in your storied career?
Yeah, definitely. When I turned pro, my dream was always to be a 3-division world champion. You know, 2's good. 2 puts you in that category, but 3 puts you in the Hall of Fame. And that's why I'm here. It's a historic fight for me and for the fans all around the world. If you know Danny Garcia, you know what I bring to the table.
How do you get the job done tomorrow night? What's your prediction for your matchup against Erislandi Lara?
You know, I just got to go in there and beat me. Beat Danny Garcia, go in there, set the tempo, have fun, make adjustments, and weather the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Philadelphia, Danny Garcia. Now we are with the WBA middleweight champion of the world, Erislandi Lara. Erislandi, you've won 3 straight fights by way of knockout. Do you believe that you have the power to knock out Danny Garcia?
Erislandi ha ganado 3 peleas seguidas por knockout. ¿Se viene la 4ª contra Danny Garcia?
Bueno, sinceramente no sé si se va a hacer la 4ª. Sé que va a terminar feo.
Look, I don't know if it's going to be the 4th, but I do know this fight is going to have an ugly ending.
Do you believe that he will not be as comfortable as he is here at 160? You fought here in the middleweight division. You're world champion. You've had several defenses. But do you think that the weight will be an issue for him in this matchup against you?
Sos un veterano de las 160 libras, mientras que él es nuevo en esto. ¿Sentís que lo va a incomodar el aumento de peso y que va a ser una ventaja para vos?
Bueno, no va a ser una ventaja. Solamente lo que hay que trabajar fuerte el día de mañana. Y creo que es el momento de no hablar tanto y resolver el problema.
I don't think it's going to be any sort of advantage, and it's time to stop talking. It's time to start working. Tomorrow night is going to be a great fight. Tune in.
You are also boxing's oldest current world champion. How much does that mean for you to be able to outlast a lot of the guys that you began in the sport with?
Bueno, sos el campeón más veterano del boxeo en la actualidad. ¿Qué significa para vos el poder haber tenido una carrera más extensa que muchos de los que con los que vos llegaste al boxeo?
Bueno, significa mucho, ¿no? Significa mucho, ya que he hecho muchas cosas aquí en el boxeo ya profesional, creo que significa mucho para mí y la victoria de mañana va a ser 100% un logro más.
It means a lot to me because being in pro boxing is hard enough.
Yeah,
And tomorrow
he's
it's going to
41.
be one more
30.
victory under my belt.
Ladies
30
and
wins,
gentlemen, the
3
WBA middleweight
losses,
champion of the
18
world,
KOs.
Garcia Lara. Jimmy, back to you.
Thank you, Ray. Once again, that's our co-main event of the evening, WBA Middleweight Championship of the World, reminding you that our pay-per-view event
Garcia,
begins at 9
37
p.m. But of
wins,
course, there's
3
lots of
losses,
fights
21 KOs.
before that. We go on live on Prime at 3 p.m. and we
Doesn't
have
have his
fights
age
even
yet. I think
before
he's
that. So if you're a true
36,
boxing fan,
37.
show up early. There's a lot to see.
That should be a
Of
good
course,
fight.
we're leading up to bring out our fighters for the main event of the evening. But
All
we
right,
have a
main
little
event,
bit of a break
weigh-in
as we
coming
are
up.
preparing something a little special. I know you're disappointed, but you won't be disappointed once you see what we have in store for you as we lead up to the entrance and the official weigh-in for the main event of the evening, the Unified Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Coming up next, we're going to take a few minutes, not too long,
All right,
and then we'll
make us
bring out
wait.
our fighters.
Right.
Brian Campbell back with you in the midst of the humanity here outside T-Mobile Arena, Toshiba Plaza, and of course the weigh-in for Canelo versus Berlanga, 1 day out from this super middleweight title summit. And a reminder here that our partners at DraftKings have cooked up a great deal for boxing fans this weekend. All new customers to DraftKings who bet $5
Just
will
waiting
instantly
for the
receive
main event
$250 in bonus bets. That's
Canelo versus
$250
Berlanga.
in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. You can stay in on the action and use that $250 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays. You can parlay the winning fighter with how you think they'll win for a sweet payout. Do you think Canelo continues his title reign and finishes Berlanga early, or maybe you think the chosen one is ready to upset the apple cart at 168 and make his name known across the sport? Either way, download that DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use that. New customers use this code FIGHTS, FIGHTS, and bet just $5. You will receive that $250 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code is FIGHTS, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. And remember, the crown is yours. As Jimmy Lennon Jr. just said, we're moments away from finding out whether they're on weight. Canelo Alvarez, Edgar Berlanga, Canelo's trio of super middleweight world titles on the line, where we see hot-blooded action between the two of them in the final face-off, or will it echo Wednesday's final press conference, which seemed to be much more cordial than that kickoff event in New York City in August? Either way, if you can say one thing about the 27-year-old Edgar Berlanga, he's brought the swagger of New York City with him. He's brought that celebrity clientele that backs him. Dismissed him in this matchup. Some have said the inexperience will show, but how could you ever equal the experience when you're in the ring against such a legend, a living legend, a surefire first ballot Hall of Fame in Alvarez, who we forget sometimes, right? Turned pro at age 15, now 34 years old, still in the midst of that top 10 pound-for-pound rankings. He gets his respect, but 19 years into his pro career,
61
still on
wins,
top,
2 losses,
still making big fights. I mean, we always
34.
look back to that 2013 matchup here in Las Vegas against Floyd Mayweather, which put Canelo Alvarez on the pay-per-view map, so to speak, and almost in a way kicked off boxing's new era post-Mayweather-Pacquiao, which certainly Canelo has been the face of. Don't forget, Danny Swift Garcia was in the co-main that night and scored that big upset victory over Lucas Matisse. And the two of them, meaning Alvarez and Garcia, are in the main and co-main event all these years later. And we saw Danny Garcia on the scales just recently, 36 years old.
I don't know what
He's had an interesting run of late, meaning that he sat out for 2 years, said he thought he was going to fight Lara a few times, got himself into training camp, but the time wasn't right. Now the time is, So he'll move up in weight one more time, try to become that 3-division title holder, and as he just told Ray Flores, stamp his Hall of Fame passport, which already saw him be a unified champion at 140, win titles at 147. He moved up to junior middleweight the last time we did see him in a 152-pound catchweight against Jose Benavidez Jr. But Danny said this week when I talked to him, he's not sure if when he wins on Saturday, if he will continue on in his career. He'll make that decision based on how it goes, but he is so focused to be back in there. And it's such an interesting matchup when you consider that Lara also a small middleweight and also a fighter who's at the twilight of his career at age 41, yet that recent streak, you wouldn't know it. He's changed his game, has the American Dream, once the class of the 154-pound division as that sniper counterpuncher and pure boxer. Maybe the legs have slowed down a bit, but we've seen him score big-time stoppages after moving up to middleweight, relying more on that power. What is it actually going to look like in Saturday's WBA middleweight title bout when Danny Garcia, who had big power at 40, big power at welterweight, can he carry that power up? He's always had an incredible chin. In fact, never forget late in that Matisse upset win, he had his mouthpiece knocked out of his mouth and into the crowd.
So will this one go the distance?
But still is one of the most durable fighters of his era. A very interesting matchup as you continue to see the live shots of the swarms of humanity here outside T-Mobile Arena. It is another chapter in the can't lose rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico. And certainly can't lose because the matchups are always so competitive and contested. We'll see if Saturday is the case, but that's enough for me for now. It's time for Berlanga and Alvarez to step to the scales.
Here we go.
Let's throw it back on the stage. And Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Gonna finally weigh in.
Has come to bring out our fighters for the main event of the evening, the featured attraction for the PBC pay-per-view featured bout, brought to you by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage first the challenger, proudly representing his Puerto Rican heritage and hailing from Brooklyn, New York. He'll be making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome the battle-ready world-ranked challenger, introducing the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
He's coming out soon. Just waiting. Still waiting. Come on, jump on the scales already.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, el orgulloso guerrero de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, the 4-division world champion, boxing's first undisputed super middleweight champion, and the current popular unified super middleweight champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez.
Right now, Alvarez is going to come out. Berlanga even weighing. Alright, Canelo is about to come out eventually. Come on. I don't think there'll be a problem with the weight for either fighter. The weigh-in. Oh, here he is. Looks like he's in his pajamas. Just got out of bed.
All right, fans, here we go. Let's bring our fighters to the scale. Weight limit is 168 pounds. For the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. First, we present the challenger to the scale. Undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 22 wins, no losses, 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the challenger. Here is the hard-hitting, battle-ready knockout artist introducing the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
Oh, that's a big necklace. EB Games.
Edgar Berlanga weighs in at 167 and 1/2 pounds. 167 and 1/2 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the defending world champion and the superstar of boxing with a record of 61 wins, only 2 losses and 2 draws, with 39 wins coming by way of knockout. He'll be making his 26th world title appearance.
26
Ladies and
world
gentlemen,
title
please
appearances.
welcome the reigning and defending
Crazy.
unified super
hasn't even
middleweight
had 26
champion of the
fights all up.
world, Saul Canelo
This challenger hasn't even had 26 fights.
Alvarez. 166 3/4 pounds. 166 3/4 pounds
Wow.
for the defending world champion.
Came in pretty light. Ready to go.
Good.
166. Alright, now the face-off. Then I'll finish this test the stream.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the main event of the evening. 12 rounds. Unified Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
They're both ready to go. Berlanga, taller than Canelo. A lot of the fighters that Canelo face are taller than him. He came in pretty light, Canelo. Now time for both fighters to rehydrate. Well, no drama. No drama at the weigh-in. It's all pretty tame. All fighters making the weights.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to hear from both of our fighters. We're going to hear from the challenger and the champion. We'll begin with the challenger, Edgar Berlanga. I'll hand over the duties to Ray Flores.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Well, Edgar, you have always craved a moment like this. Now that we are a day away from the biggest fight of your career, being in this atmosphere, your final face-off with Canelo, what
Canelo's
did you
had more
take
title
away
fights than
from
he
that
has
stare
had
down?
fights.
Shit, it's a war tomorrow. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Vamos arriba, Puerto Rico en la casa, puñeta, como siempre. ¿Me entiendes?
Crazy.
Viva Puerto Rico, puñeta. Mañana es guerra. Me gusta esto. I love all this right here, man. It's all fuel for me, man. It's all fuel. I belong here. You hear me? I belong here. And I'm ready for it. Jesus is king. God is king. And Jesus Christ gonna get the glory, man.
How big of a win would this be, not only for you, but also you are very proud of your Puerto Rican heritage, but for the entire country of Puerto Rico.
Oh man, this is legendary right here. This is history. Tomorrow's history, man. All of this right here, none of this shit don't faze me, man. You know, this comes with it, you know. So I gotta continue. I gotta be great tomorrow. That's all. You know, give God
Yeah,
the
you will have to
glory,
be great against Canelo.
and it's gonna be written, man. It's our story tomorrow. You know, it's Canelo's show, but like always, man, we coming in to kick the door and destroy the party, man.
You're 22-0. How do you get to 23-0 and upend the great Saul Canelo Alvarez?
Knockout.
Yeah, it's
And
probably the
then
only
the
way he's going
rematch,
to do it.
and then the rematch, we bringing it to New York. The rematch, we bringing it to New York. Puerto Rican Day weekend.
He's already
Finally, Edgar,
working
what
out
do
the
you want
rematch.
to tell all the fans out there that'll be watching around the
confident he is.
world and those here at T-Mobile Arena?
You want me to be honest? I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for everything, man. I love y'all, you hear me? I love you guys. All the haters, all the supporters, I love y'all, man. You know, y'all just make us great. You know, Jesus is king, God is king, and tomorrow he gonna be king tomorrow, man. I love you guys. Thank y'all for the support.
Good luck to Edgar Berlanga tomorrow night. Good luck to you, sir. We look forward to seeing you in the ring against the great Saul Canelo Alvarez. The undefeated Edgar Berlanga, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now Canelo Bennett.
And now we are with the great Saul Canelo Alvarez desde Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Saul, you have fought here on Mexican Independence Day weekend at least 5 times, but now that you are doing it again, what does this mean to you?
No, esto significa mucho para mí. Muchas gracias. Gracias por todo su apoyo, como siempre. Se los agradezco mucho y no me queda más que pagarles con una gran victoria el sábado.
Well, it means a lot to me, and I'm really appreciative of all of you out here. The only way I can repay you all is with a victory this Saturday night.
What did you take away from your final stare down with Edgar Berlanga?
No tengo mucho que decir. Estoy listo para el sábado para demostrar con hechos. Lo que sí te tengo que decir es que estoy seguro que él se va a enfrentar a alguien muy diferente a lo que está acostumbrado.
Look, I don't have much to say about Berlanga anymore. What I can tell you is that he's about to face someone that's very, very different from what he's accustomed to.
That's for sure.
He's saying he's going to knock you out. What is your prediction for tomorrow night against Edgar Berlanga?
It's very easy to say, but he's going to find out Saturday night. It's going to be something different.
And finally, Saul, what do you want to tell all the fight fans that'll be watching around the world, especially the Mexican fight fans that have supported you from the very beginning, because Mexico will be here in Las Vegas?
Muchas gracias a todos por su apoyo. Los espero el sábado. Mañana va a ser una gran pelea para todos ustedes y que viva México, cabrones!
Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. It's going to be a party, a great fight tomorrow. And viva Mexico, cabrones!
The unified super middleweight champion of the world from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez!
All right, there we go. It's probably not the fight everyone wants. Canelo wants to see. It's not the fight everyone wants Canelo to see him fight. It's not the fighter everyone wants to see him fight, I should say. But it's a Canelo fight, so it should be good. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna play out. Maybe he'll get his first knockout since 2021. But he is facing a big puncher.
The legendary Mexico.
I mean, there's always that risk. Canelo's just so tough. He's never hurt. He's just so tough.
First time back in this rivalry since he defeated Miguel.
Anyway, I'll be doing a live stream commentary tomorrow on the fight. So if you don't want to pay for the very expensive fight, just tune in and I'll let you know what happens punch by punch, play by play.
We saw some intensity.
And that's it. That's all I'm going to do for now.
Man, we got the stare down. That's just what it was.
Till next time, peace out.
I again believe Berlanga